Space Bandit presents Mastery of Ones. And hello fellow techers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks. And today I bring you a mixed bag pretty much. We're gonna have 3 games in 3 different tanks. And all are going to be Mastery Class 1 games. So this is again mostly from my chisel grind. Some of the better games that I'm showing you guys, and there will be some other games that I'll be showing you later. But these are all Class 1s, so I thought they would be worth showing. They're not extremely high damage games, but they're kind of above average. And in all cases, we manage either to hold the flank or push the flank, or, you know, we stand and hold our own pretty much in this game. So on Severgorsk, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into location D3 or close to that location. There's nice incline over there, and we're gonna try to use Super Conqueror's gun depression and strong turret armor to poke over the ridge and hopefully get some shots into these guys that are making mistakes. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. It's a good spot for this tank, like I said, because of good gun depression and strong turret armor, and I will recommend this position to any tank that has pretty good gun depression, because there's like where this guy's here now, there's a nice position there where you can come up and protect your hull at the same time. Now I've played out of this position also in tanks without any gun depression. You can actually use that hill on the left hand side to create the incline, a little bit of a tilt to your tank, so you can get your gun down. So that works as well. So yeah, it's a really good position. So this guy is overexposing here. We're gonna put a shell into him that does absolutely nothing. Thanks, game. That's what this game's been doing lately. It's nuts. Anyway, we put a shell into the guy that was crossing, and as you can see, there's a lot of players, a lot of red tanks on this side of the map. So one thing that I was kind of worried about is that we're gonna just get rushed at the same time. But if we can poke at them one by one, just like that Scorpion G just poked out and got taken out of the game, we should be able to hold this position. So this is what this game is going to be. This is going to be positional show. We're going to try to hold this position as long as we can. Obviously we are outnumbered. We do have a few tanks over here as well, but we're still outnumbered in this situation. We missed an arrow shot on T57's cupola there. Unfortunately, I didn't have gun depression and I didn't want to overexpose myself any further. Here I'm looking for a shot at that tank destroyer there, but FV4005 covers my shot. We auto-aim that guy, which should be easy pen from the side, and Super Conqueror's gun, that's the best in the game. It derps straight to the ground. A little bit of a head shake there. Actually wasn't a head shake. My aim went for shits, and sometimes in this game it happens to me every once in a while. Just my controller does something weird, or my finger does something weird. I don't know. I hope it's not a nervous twitch or something like that. Anyway, so we see this Polish heavy tank. He's got a huge alpha. We really don't want to get penned by him. So we see his lower plate here. He gets tracked by somebody else, so we put a shell into him, and he's still not paying attention to us, so we're gonna feast on him as much as we can. And this leopard there is a little bit problematic, so we're gonna put a shell into him as well, and then we leave him at 1 HP. Really game. Anyway, paying attention to this 60 TP, we put a shell into him. Unfortunately, he snaps us, and I don't know where he puts that shell. Probably went top plate, but now he's on a reload, so we don't care. So we can basically come up here and you know, unleash our fury on him. Someone keeps on retracking him, which is great for me because I can utilize my rate of fire and put a bunch of shells into him while he's tracked. So that was great. Now it looks like our 705 is making a move. So he's grown some big balls and he's moving forward. We don't have big balls yet, so I'm not gonna do that just yet because we're still outnumbered over here. So I need to protect his ass now, so I'm gonna drop back so I can have proper gun depression. And I waited for these guys to come up, but they're not. This leopard's overexposing to kill our tank destroyer, and he does that, but we take him out of the game at the same time. That's how you protect your teammates. Or not. I tried. I really tried. Anyway, so these guys are going to try to push us hard right now. Although there are a couple of T-rates and I'm not really worried about them. I'm in a really good position, so they can't really do much to me. They are after our Object 705, but so far unsuccessful. We're going to try a Cupola shot on this VK. Unfortunately, that goes into that back of a tank. There goes Conqueror, Super Conqueror's accuracy again. And here I didn't realize actually that I was out of standard shells. So I thought I swapped to premiums, but it went to hash. So then I realized, why am I penning him for only 200? Actually not penning him, I'm pretty much splashing him, I'm not penning him. So in a split second, I did actually realize, so I changed to APCR rounds right now. So we do manage to penetrate his Cupola, but now he hides and my reload doesn't... I don't get reloaded in time. So now this is just cleanup time. These two guys are basically one-shots for me. And I was the only one left on this flank. As you can see, everybody else died except for me. And people were not shooting at me simply because I was in a good position and I was playing tank to my strengths. To the tank strengths, not my strengths. But that's the reason why they decided to shoot my friendlies. Obviously, opposition will always choose easier shots than harder shots, right? So it's a victory. Relatively decent game, nothing spectacular for Super Conk. I mean, average for this tank is usually pretty high if you want a 3 market. That's I don't know exactly what the number is, but it's gotta be over 4k damage, that's for sure. So we finished with 4.8k damage, only 164 assisted because we're mostly shooting and not spotting or tracking people. We finished with class 1 mastery, which is pretty good. Second on the team. Second to Sheridan, which was probably fighting on the other flank. So we fired 21 shells, we had 16 direct hits and 16 penetrations. Not too shabby at all. Anyway, let's skip to the second game now, and in this game we are in a Chieftain. Yes, we are in a Chieftain. We're on map Fisherman's Bay. There are 2 artilleries in play. Usually on this map I like playing out of the middle. You've probably seen me play out of the middle on this map many times in different tanks, tank destroyers, medium tanks, heavy tanks, because I think middle is very important on this map. In this situation here, because there are 2 Arties on the opposing team, and because I had tough time with Artie, I was getting shelled pretty much every time, I decided to take a different approach, different route, and go to a different flank. Regardless, I saw a bunch of our tanks going into the central position, so I knew we were good there, and I knew we were good in town, but we're kind of neglecting this side of the map, and this side of the map is very, very important actually, if you guys don't know. Except for the central area of the map, this side is very key to winning the game. Because so what that you win the town when you roll, you know, into the middle of the field and you get fired upon people sitting here, because there's a higher elevation here, the ridge is higher, so it's easy to put shells into people that are coming out of town. So I decided to come here and support our friendlies. There's only 3 of us here. There's a medium tank that's sitting at J2 that eventually is going to join us, but the key of the game here is because we're just supporting this flank. It is going to be a waiting game and patience. That's what it's going to be, and try to not overexpose myself like here. That was close. So I don't know how I bounced that shell. Chieftain usually doesn't bounce anything, especially when you overexpose your side like that. But apparently they hit my track, they didn't damage me, so I'll take that. So I know there's something on the left hand side that's outspotting me. I don't know what it is yet. Is it the machine? Quite possibly. We see a narrow gap here that we can put a shell into him. Can we put a shell into him? Unfortunately we bounced. That was so close actually. It looked like I almost hit his Cupola there. But something is shooting from behind. So I know there's something there, and I don't know what it is yet. I don't know how big of a gun that is. So we're just gonna hang around here and see if these guys make the first move. We want to ambush them. If they make the first move, we want to be able to stay here and pounce on them once they get behind that rock. So that's what I was hoping for. I know I have 60 TP with me, Big Alpha, and myself with pretty good rate of fire. So we can definitely pull this off. But all of a sudden, one of our medium tanks, is M60, went balls deep right at E1. And this leopard is pushing us at the same time. So I decided to move up and put a shell into this leopard. Will I be able to? Yes, we can put one shell into him. Unfortunately, we can't really do much about the M60. We would have to basically all rush at this point in time. That was one of the options, but I decided to play it a little bit safer. Him being M60, I was assuming that he can maybe handle fighting the machine over there. But all of a sudden, our Russian medium tank makes his move, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna make my move at the same time and push. We're gonna take out this leopard. Unfortunately, our M60 goes down. So we're gonna focus this machine. We're gonna try to line up a shot in his bottom plate. Yes, we put it in. And here I think I made a little bit of a misplay. I knew there was this heavy tank there that could be putting shells into me. So I decided to go behind that wreck. But what I should have been doing is just pushing this machine right away. Because I knew he was on a reload. If I pushed him earlier, I wouldn't have lost any HP. But because I pushed him a little bit too late, he will, I think, put a couple of shells into me here. So here he puts one. And I bounce this one. And he puts another one here. But we do manage to take him out. So just like that, I think we cleaned up this flank. We're not sure yet. I'm not sure if there's anything else sniping in the back. But I would assume that that would be it. And if that's the case, looks like we pushed through town quite nicely. The only problem is we don't have really any middle presence. That's why I'm clicking in the middle there. I'm hoping my medium tank can go there, provide some spots. If there's anyone in the middle, we should be able to put shells into him. Like this. He spotted this guy, so now I'll be able to put shells into him. We put one. We're gonna reload in time here. Can we lead this shot properly? Yes, we can. So we take him out of the game. Now this T95 is there. He must be spotting for someone. That's why I didn't want to overexpose there. Now this RD gets spotted. It goes dark, but we still managed to put a shell into him. We see this Iron Rain in the middle as well. And we're gonna try to see if we can squeeze another shot into him. Yes, we squeeze a shot right there. And if he remains in the open, we should be able to take him out. He gets tracked, but was a little bit impatient there. I should have waited with that shot. Here I would have had a shot at him. He would have been out of the game already. But there you can see how key the middle of the map is. If someone is up there spotting, these guys that are sitting on this side of the map, like myself, can put shells into these guys. So now that I know that the middle is clear and no one will be shooting at me, I can move up here. And at the same time, we spot the Chisel and we spot the German tank destroyer. That's scary. Big gun. So we get spotted at the same time. So I'm gonna put one shot into him and then I'm gonna look for some cover. Last thing I want to do is swallow 1000 HP right here. So we're gonna try to climb up the ridge, get into safety, and hopefully we can just spot this guy for our team to feast on. And that's exactly the plan. We're gonna poke out from behind that rock. We do spot him here and we slide back. I don't want to lose any HP over here. I mean, I could potentially risk it, like here I'm trying, but I had good position here. I was only sticking my turret out, and eventually he gets taken out. So now we're gonna wait until we get unspotted. Unfortunately, it looked like we had so much presence in town and we lost all of our tanks in town. The reason why is because there's a tier 10 waffle over there and he just cleaned up together with a Chisel. I think it was actually mostly waffle. Chisel was there to support. But since we know that they're both in somewhere, and someone's clicking on it, C9 area, somewhere over there, we're gonna make our move. First I was thinking whether I should scoot into the middle. I was thinking about that here for a split second. And then I realized, no, we have middle presence. I should stay on the edges. So I decided to go back to the left side. And I was a bit worried because I was in the open, basically open field here. If they spotted me, Waffle could literally just, you know, 3-shoot me or something like that. So luckily I don't get spotted there. Now Chisel gets spotted on this side of the map. And I'm going to try to poke out and see who else is here. Unfortunately, the RD on the opposing team is tier 10 Batchat RD, French RD, and he can just unleash his fury. He just fired 2 shells, he's got 2 left. He puts a 3rd one into me, and I was hoping here, please don't put another one into me. At the same time, we track this Chisel, and we set him in place, and hopefully some of my friendlies can take him out. If not, then I'll take him out. And luckily, Butchat already puts the last shell into my friendly, so I managed to survive this engagement. Here, unfortunately, I switched to hash rounds. I probably should have stuck with APCR because I would have had a shot at this waffle, and this is what hash rounds does sometimes. You shoot at soft targets, you're expecting, you know, almost 500 roll, and I get 260 roll or something like that. And apparently I hit his gun, aiming at the side of his turret. Yeah, game. Yeah, game, you're really good sometimes. I don't know how that works, but still. Regardless, we're gonna see if we can put another shell into him. We line up a shot at his superstructure there, and I don't know where the shell goes. I really don't. It must have went over, because I don't know what the hell happened there. But because I broke his gun, you know, he couldn't really hit the 60 TP. So instead of me getting all that damage, 60 TP actually got all that damage. So yeah, figure that. It would have been easily over 5k game, but regardless. Anyway, it's a victory. A relatively close game for nowadays. The games like this, they're like jewels. Really, you don't get many of those games anymore. So we managed to put up 4.6k damage. We had 15 penetrating hits, 2.1k assisted damage, all that spotting damage on the Tier 10 German tank destroyer, which brings combined total to about 6.7k. Not too shabby. We finished with Class 1 Mastery Badge. We managed to finish on top of the team with 5 kills. Yes, guys, 5 kills. Not a bad result there. We fired 21 shells. We had 17 direct hits and 15 penetrations. Not too shabby at all. Anyway, and last game of the evening is in my T110E5. Yeah, you just recently saw a video in my T110E5. I had extensive run on this tank. A lot of good games actually. Love this tank. Love it. Absolutely love it. One of my favorites, definitely. Even though it has weak spots, there's something about it. I don't know what it is. I do enjoy playing it. But we are on this horrific map, Pacific Island. You don't usually see this map at Tier 10. I don't get a lot of games at Tier 10 on this map, especially with this weather variant, which is freaking horrible. The view range is like decreased by half. It's ridiculous. But I do know a very good spot on this map since my old playing days. And that's the location I'm pinging here, which is D5. Because Arty cannot hit you here if you're in this location. If you actually push up to underneath the hill, then yeah, you absolutely already safe. And it's a good access point to the opposition side of the map. So that's what I'm gonna do. And you can see our medium tank doing exact same thing, the sharpshooter. But then I realize there's a guy from Chief's Clan trying to get on him right away. And I know these guys from Chief's Clan, they're good players, so we need to take him out of the game. I'm gonna try to help my friendly. We're gonna scoot in here. We're gonna auto aim at this guy. He doesn't have heavy armor, so he gets taken out of the game quite early, which is quite nice. So maybe he just wanted to die. Maybe he just hates this map. Some people do that, right? Anyway, we're gonna push a little bit further over here. See what else we can spot. We spot this Death Star over here. Let's see if we can find a shot into him. He's not paying attention to us. It's a narrow shot. I don't know. There's something in the way, but we do manage to hit him once. And we're gonna try to find another shot into him. He's completely not paying attention to us. So can we find another shot? Yes, we can. So we're just feasting on him right now. But I think, yeah, he gets taken out just like that. So I switched my attention to Type 61. We're gonna just snap shoot him and we set him on fire. And he goes back into his garage, unfortunately for him, fortunately for me. And yeah, we're gonna continue moving here. Like, as you can see, all we see is these guys at C6 that are spotted. So I was gonna go and flank these guys, get some more damage right here. That's what I was thinking. But all of a sudden, when I draw closer, and you'll see what happens, I'm gonna spot bunch of reds. And one of them is Tier 10 Waffle. I'm like, oh crap, that's not good. But luckily I have a really good position. As you can see, I'm hold down here, so we're gonna put some shells into him. And again, I wish I had some HE rounds in this tank. And I'm gonna load some HE rounds into this tank because, you know, lately there's been quite a few waffles on the opposing team that I've been facing, which is quite interesting. But anyway, we're gonna try to feast on this guy as much as we can. He gets taken out, So we're gonna push a little bit further, and we're gonna see if we can shoot this E100. We loaded heat rounds here for that reason. We want to be able to shoot his turret. I don't want to overexpose my hull. So that's exactly what I'm looking for. Unfortunately, I didn't line this shot up very well. And it goes into his manlet. But he's trying to charge me now, I think. What is it with E100s trying to charge E5s, right? Anyway, we put shell into his turret. Now he's really pissed off. Now he really wants us. So he's going to try to cross over the ridge. But what we're going to do is we're going to track him. And now he knows that he's in trouble. So he's going to back off. And once he backs off, we have the turret shots still over here. And we're going to continue doing the same thing. But at the same time, something's shooting me from right side. And it turns out to be T32. So we're going to try to line up a shot at him, see if we can track him. If we can track him, we can maybe get some assisted damage from him as well. And our friendly's already here, so it should be easy peasy. We're going to put one shell into him. In a split second, he's going to get taken out, I think, before I can shoot him. Oh no, he backs off. Okay, so we're going to switch our attention to the left side again. We're going to try to shoot this E100. My controller's all over the place. I don't know why the hell I'm losing my... Sometimes I lose my aim, guys. I don't know why. Sometimes my aim is really good. Sometimes I'm losing it. It's so bad. I don't understand. Regardless, we put a shell in the move right here into T32. We're hoping we can get some more damage. There's only 2 tanks remaining on the opposing team, so it's a quick game. We pretty much demolished the opposition team. But that's what it is on this map and on this position. I think there's advantage from the south side. If you spawn on the south side, there's a huge advantage of spawning there. Anyway, a very decent game. Not a huge damage game, but the combined damage is quite nice because of all the tracking shots and all the spotting that I've done for my team. Yeah, it paid dividends in this game. So let's take a look at the post-game stats now. We finished with 4.3k damage, raw damage, 3000 assisted damage. We had some blocked, which brings combined total to about 7.3k combined damage. Very nice result for this tank. We finished with class 1 mastery, and we had 15 penetrating hits, 2 kills. Finished on top of the leaderboard with 1430 base XP. Not amazing base XP, but I'll take it. And this run wasn't that bad. We managed to fire 16 shells. We had 15 direct hits and 11 penetrations. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this run. I want to wish you Happy New Year, all the best in the new year. That's it for today. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit, checking out.